Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and today I want to talk about the State Field Championships and shooting in the State Field Championships and what resulted in me winning the State Recurve Open Championship. So, I've been trying to win the State Recurve Championship for so many years, and when I say so many years, I don't know how many years, but a long time. So, many years I've been failing. So, that's the first thing. And full credit to Chris, who's been state champion for 6 years, because that's an unbelievable record. I'm pretty sure it's 6 years, because I've come really close a couple of times. And he's pulled out his personal best to win, and that's awesome. Because like, I'm trying my best, and I keep getting, he keeps beating me, right? So this year, I'm trying again, so I'm working hard, and I won indoor, I won clout, and I've now won field. So I want to talk a bit about that and the competition. So on the day, I didn't really want to have any expectations, so to speak, but I did. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. So my expectation was one of the top shooters in the state shot a 320 something the week before, which is far higher than I've ever shot for field. And I was like, that's what I want to shoot. So the day before the championship, I'm sitting here and I'm shooting continuously because I'm just like, let's get in this groove and let's shoot. So on that day, I shot a 292 indoor. That's outdoors. But I was like, that's the best I've ever shot, and I felt really good. And I shot so much, my muscles started to hurt. So I got a bit worried. I was like, oh, am I going to have lumps in my muscles? And that's happened many times before. So I'm going to say, you've got to persist. And I was like, right, so my muscles are hurting, so I'm going to take some magnesium. I'm going to eat some meat. I'm going to take some zinc. And I'm going to rest. And anyway, so I went to bed early. I had lots of liquids. And I had all that sort of stuff. So I was in bed at 7:30. So the night before the shoot. And I'd eaten meat, protein, to help the muscles repair. And I probably shot too much, but I was feeling pretty good beforehand. So that's the first thing. Now, I've had COVID. So 4 weeks ago I got COVID and it knocked me about. So I've been fatigued, breathing's been terrible. So that's, so I'm out of breath. Muscles have been really bad. So, but I started feeling better in about last week. I'm not 100%, far from it, but I'm getting better and my strength is definitely getting better. So that's a good thing. So I get to the field championship and I want to shoot. I feel like I can shoot close to what Casey shot, which was a mid 320s. Not that I've ever shot that before, because I haven't, but I'm like, look, I can shoot decent. I'm going to focus on shooting decent. And if someone beats me, so be it. If I don't finish the shoot, so be it. Because I'm going to try. I'm going to just try my best. Every hour I'm going to put the effort in. So when you shoot, a lot of people get discouraged for one reason or another. They're like, oh, I'm not shooting very well, I crack up under pressure. I'm feeling like my arms are sore. This is, they'll have lots and lots of problems. I tell you, I've had all of them. So that's the first thing. So now I never blame my gear. That's the first thing. I never blame the gear. I always blame myself. So I had a guy come in the shop today, and he's got the same bow as me, Vivix, and he's like, oh, the limbs are not quite square. And I'm like, I've never even looked. I've never even looked at my bow. I've never checked the tiller. I don't know my brace height. I don't know any of that stuff. I just know I bare shaft it, which I've done in videos. And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Because there's so much variation in me. Like, this arm's up sometimes it's down, and sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes my release comes away from my face, sometimes it's back. Sometimes my head's low, sometimes it's high. There's so much variation in me. I'm like not even worried about that. So as long as the arrows are basically tuned as far as not hitting the bow and coming out cleanly so the veins aren't getting ripped off all the time, I'm pretty happy with it. So I do play around a little bit with the plunger, which I would have done on a video, but basically I don't worry too much about my gear as long as it shoots. And I do shoot different arrows. Like, I'm shooting these arrows right now. You can see the quality of the veins. There's two veins on it. It's fine. It shoots fine. I shot just before this video a 286 indoors. These are heavier poundage limbs now. These are, the veins are ripped. Doesn't worry me. I just want to go out there and shoot. I want to build up strength. I want to shoot more. So now on the field shoot, I'm going to say, so the field shoot for me, a lot of it's about going there and just experiencing it, seeing people I shoot with. Now one of the kids, 17-year-old who works for me, Rohat, was sick. He's been sick all week in bed. So since Tuesday, and it's Sunday and he's still in bed sick. So your heart goes out to Rohat, and hopefully he gets better. And today's his birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. 17-year-old. Great kid. He's been working for me for probably a couple of years now. Now he would have shot really, really well if he could shoot. Couldn't shoot, right? Because he's sick in bed, right? And this can happen in tournaments. You can get sick. You can have kidney stones. You can have all those problems. And that may be good for your competitors because it's like, this is your chance to win. And in fact, that's what happened with Chris this year. He had COVID and he had kidney stones. So it gave me a big advantage. I'm like, well, this is it. This is my year because he's, a bit wounded. So I'm going to take that. But on top of that, you want to shoot well yourself. Okay, so it doesn't matter if your competitor's not there. You've got to shoot your personal best. Now, Rohat's mum, his dad, and his brother shoots. Now, his brother left his sights at home, sight settings for field shoot. Shot a 387 for field. Now, that's his personal best, and it's a very, very good score. His dad shot a mid-380s, which was his personal best. Now, when he started a few years ago, about 2-3 years ago, he was shooting 360s, or he's probably shooting 320s, then 360s, and 370s, 380s this year. Very good. Charlotte, his wife, shot very well. I'm going to say there's lots of people who shot. Ben, who drove up 5 hours, shot, I'm guessing, his personal best, high 390s. So there's lots of stories at an event where people shoot their best and some people won't shoot their best. I shot with Nola. She was a 70-year-old recurve shooter, and she's there trying her best. I don't know if she shot Australian record because she normally shoots Australian records when I shoot with her. But she's there doing it. She goes like, my shoulder's sore. I can't shoot for 4 days before the shoot because I'm going to let it heal. And then I go there and I shoot the event. So she's preparing for this event. So she prepares for a shoot. The other person I was shooting with was Stephen. And he was like, I'm going to have trouble pulling through the clicker. Now, you be supportive. So he's like, well, just pull through. Get through the shot. Don't think about it too much. Just pull through. And that's got to be your outcome. So if you're worried about your clicker going, your outcome today is to get through the clicker, to get good shots off. And he did. He got good shots off. And I think he probably shot okay for his... I don't know what he normally shoots, but I guess he shot okay because most of his shots look pretty good. So I'm going to say you've got to have a plan of attack. So this has been, like, let's say 5 years for me to get to this stage. And I've had gradual improvement every year. So the last time I shot field with a compound, with a recurve, I shot about 300. This time I was 315. And I was either broke the state record or I was 2 points off the state record because the person who shot 317 is not recorded as a state record holder yet. It's just the way the records are. Sometimes you shoot the record and sometimes it doesn't get recorded, or it might be recorded in 6 months. Who knows, right? So I know I've shot plenty of records and they haven't been recorded. So anyway, you've got to have a plan of attack. Now, I still have to work on myself. So my cardio is very poor. I've been working on shoulders. I've got to shoot more. I've got to do stuff. So these are higher poundage limbs. I'm now shooting with those to try and build up even more strength. I've got to practice target archery at 90 meters. I've got more stuff to work on. And it will be a slow, gradual grind for however long it takes. Don't expect instant success. And just focus on each arrow. And this is what I do here. It's just each arrow, try and get a good shot off. Try and get a good shot. Try and get the follow through all happening. And don't worry about too much about the event. Just work on the thing and enjoy being there. To me, if I finish an event, I always think I finished the event, because there's lots of people who don't finish the event. They can have equipment failures or your body might fail. If I get to the last arrow and I'm finished, I'm like thank you, because I'm done. Like, that's it. So yeah, just get through the thing and have a plan. Have a plan and work on it, and just acknowledge that. I watch lots of videos about motivation, about work, and how hard you've got to work, and I'm going to say the sacrifices you make for it, and just be aware of that. Anyway, so basically, like my partner would say, all I do is archery. So anyway, that's the state gold for recurve. It's a field target. That's the little medal you get. This is a national medal, so this got given out to me as well. This is a bronze. So that's what you get if you win a national thing. So this was indoor, probably something in the back. So this was open. This was plus 50s. Anyway, I think that's about it. So I'm just going to say, work on it. If you feel like giving up, you've got to motivate yourself. So if it's raining and you don't want to shoot, that's fair enough. But there's probably someone who is shooting when it's raining, and they're shooting when they're raining because they want to improve. So, like, Casey is out there shooting when it's raining. I'm like, well, I don't want to shoot when it's raining. It's cold. Don't want to hurt my body. So I shoot where it's dry. So I feel like I should be shooting where it's heated as well, because that's better than shooting in the wet, cold conditions. So anyway, you've just got to work through it, because it's very easy to give up, and a lot of people will give up because it's easy to give up. And if you give up, that's it. It's the end of the story, right? So there's nothing else. How good does it feel to win? Now it's like I wanted to win. I wanted to win. I wanted to win so much, and I've had many things get in the way. Hospitals, emergencies in hospitals, getting in the way of me winning this. And it's not so much about winning. It's about the work you put in, and about jumping over the obstacles. So it's like, well, what's next? Well, I haven't done very well on target, so I've got to try to do better in target, but I've got to try and improve even further. So I'd like to break some records. So got to work, and so see how it goes. Anyway, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. So the message is, if you feel like giving up, you got to persist. And I'm going to shout out to one of my staff, Shane, shot field. So he's a recurve shooter, shot field, and he shot 301, which was the second highest recurve score of the day. And he's been struggling. So he's been struggling with archery. Now he has been recurve archer of the year as a junior, but he's been struggling, but pulled through it and shot really, really well. So probably far better than he expected. And that's a big positive, and I like to see that. It's it's been so long, and I know he's been struggling for a long time with the whole shooting, and he's doing gym to get stronger, and he is shooting. So he's shooting most days, and when he doesn't shoot, I'm like, did you shoot on the weekend? He's like, no, I had stuff on. I'm like, dude, you're not going to get better by not shooting. So it's like part of that encouragement. You got to encourage people to keep doing it. It's like kind of guilt trip them into it a little bit, because it's like, you're not getting better if you're not shooting. Like the Olympians are shooting 200-300 arrows a day. That's what you got to do if you want to be an Olympian, right? So anyway, stick with it and just enjoy the whole, getting to meet people and getting to see their progress and seeing how things are going. And I don't know, I enjoy it. I like going there and seeing people do really, really well. A lot of kids grow up, so they go from little kids to bigger kids. That's good. I don't know if it's just because I'm coming old, but anyway. Anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. That was my state field. So yeah. Anyway, get into it. Try shooting in a club. Try shooting competition, and the more you do it, the more you'll see the same people, and the more familiar you become, the more comfortable you'll become, and the better you'll shoot. And hopefully, the more motivated you'll be to continue doing it. Anyway, I'm Stephen Han. Thanks for watching.